What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and as I begin to roll out my 2024 home series, which shows the finished project of my condo, which has been worked on over the past few years, we're going to be talking a lot about home technology. And this year, I'm really excited to show you some of the tech that we saw at CES, as well as what is to come. And in this place, I'm trying to test out all different types of home tech, tell you about the features, and also take a look at what trends we're seeing, especially in the area of robotics and robot vacuum specifically. There's so many amazing options on the market, and there are many different kinds that I've checked out, and some of which have specific features such as being more compact, whereas others focus on being the most well-rounded in the space, and Narwal is a brand that continues to do that. We've checked out a few generations now, but as we visited them at CES 2024, there are a few specific technologies that set it apart. So today, we're gonna be taking a look at the entire lineup from the Narwal Freo X Ultra, which is the flagship robot vacuum for 2024, as well as the Freo X Plus and the S10 Pro handheld vacuum. From demonstrating it in my house on a daily basis to go into CES and showing you the specific features and tech in action, this video is going to be highlighting the elements of the tangle-free technology, the self-empty 2.0 that is clogging and noise-free that also allows you to not have to empty the vacuum for an extended period of time, improved AI features that can avoid obstacles and also apply more force to the actual mopping itself, but just a smarter experience overall to the Freo lineup that already looks very futuristic. This is definitely not the smallest robot vacuum out there, but it has a tank as well as a dustbin empty and a screen on the top that displays all the intelligent info, modes, and just feedback from the specific clean. But it's just something that gets smarter over time, and that is what a vacuum is specifically supposed to do, especially as a robot vacuum. As it cleans your house, it is able to sense the obstacles, detect different things, notice different trends, and apply all of that knowledge to clean your house in a more automated way to the point where it is essentially completely hands-free for many weeks at a time. So let's actually jump to CES to talk about some of the specific features of the Freo X Ultra and showing you the different stations that they had set up, as well as the other models in the 2024 lineup. What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and we're here checking out the Narwal booth at CES 2024. It's a brand that we've covered in the realm of home tech for quite a while now, and this year they have two new robot vacuums to highlight, including the Narwal Freo X Ultra and the Narwal Freo X Plus. It's one that improves upon the flagship model that they already have, and another one that embraces the portable aspect of the robot vacuum, with the flagship model here having the entire base as well as the emptying function for the water tank and the dustbin, but at the same time having an option to have the Narwal Freo X Plus is also great because in some scenarios you just want something more compact, and we're here at the show floor specifically to see some of the demonstrations of their new technologies. So let's go ahead and check out these models before we take them home. So here we are at the Narwal booth taking a look at some of the 4 new core features on the 2024 lineup of Narwal robot vacuums. On the Narwal Freo X Ultra and the Narwal Freo X Plus, there are some cool features that are very specific to Narwal products, starting with the 0% tangling floating brush. A traditional brush in a robot vacuum looks like this. It's just a silicone brush that spins around, it's held on both sides. But what is unique about the Narwal brush is that it is actually a floating brush. It is only attached on one end, and as a result of the silicone and the brush in the middle here, it is able to ensure nothing gets tangled, and it ends up pulling the objects to the end here that would typically get tangled. So for example, long hair and fur, it's just going to make its way through here all the way to the floating end of the brush, and that ensures nothing gets tangled because that is one of the most annoying things with robot vacuums. The next thing here is a self-contained dust processing solution, and that fixes another issue. This dustbin is not exactly the largest, and it might fill up after a single clean if it's going over a rug and stuff, but it actually compresses the dust every single time, and as a result of that, you're able to store up to 7 weeks without maintenance, which is really nice on the Freo X Ultra, but especially on the Freo X Plus because it doesn't have the dustbin emptying. So It is really easy to go ahead and just take it out and dispose the dust, but the fact that it's able to compress the dust is amazing, and that is another issue that has been fixed here. I mean, these two are already some amazing features, but the all-new mopping system also ensures that any stubborn stains and dirt is able to be cleaned up by applying 12 N of pressure. At 12 N of pressure and 180 RPM, it is not only able to spin very quickly to get any hard dirt or marks out, but while applying that pressure, it ensures that it really does get that deep clean, because with the robot vacuum, it is going through different areas of the house. Some are more messier than others, and so that is great. It also has an auto mop that lifts 12 millimeters, so when you're vacuuming certain areas and don't need to mop them, such as rugs and carpet, you can ensure that you won't have to worry about that. Another cool feature is the auto-targeted cleaning with dirt sense. The sensor is actually able to detect the amount of dirt and sediments in what it is cleaning, and you can see it is able to indicate the soil level. One of the things I love about the Narwal Freo X Ultra and the Freo line in general is how it has a screen on the corner, and it gives you a whole bunch of useful information, and here is an example of that. So we're gonna go ahead and put some water in here, and you'll see the soil level is really, really low. It is relatively close to zero, but here's another. And as you can see, that is at a bit of a mid to low soil level, but in this case, say you have some really dirty water or a very dirty region, go ahead and test that. It has a high soil level of 100, and it will try to actually adjust the clean as a result of that. And so all of these smart algorithms are able to utilize software sensing technology as well as hardware that mops the floor until it is completely clean. So here are the 4 core features that are shown and demonstrated at CES 2024 that is found in a lot of the robot vacuum lineup for this year. So aside from the robot vacuums that Narwal is already very well known for, another product that we're checking out at CES is the S10 Pro wet dry vacuum. Handheld vacuums are still a necessity in everyday life, and I feel like using a combination of a handheld vacuum and a robot vacuum is the ultimate cleaning experience, to be able to target certain areas while also having a daily maintenance with the robot vacuum. So this right here has a lot of great features. It is light with just 0.9 kilograms of realized weight. So as you glide it around the house, super easy. It's good to go, and it's a little bit loud, so we're going to demonstrate that separately. But just like the robot vacuums, it has all of the information on a screen here that shows the different modes, including the auto mode and the deep clean, and it's very easy to control. Gives you all the information that you need on the screen here, and on top of that, you're also able to manage all different types of mess, and here are some of the demonstrations here. What I also like about it is that it's also able to drop down a full 180 degrees. So if you're trying to make your way underneath a couch or some low furniture, you don't have to worry about it getting stuck or anything. But yeah, it's a really nice addition to the lineup, and having that wet dry function is amazing. There's a water and dust tank that is all contained here, and so it takes a lot of the great features of the robot vacuum actually and brings it over to the handheld aspect as well. So after having the Narwal Freo X Ultra for a few weeks in the house, what are some specific things that I noticed that are better than other robot vacuums in the market, but specifically how it is compared to the previous generation? From a design standpoint, I already thought the Narwal lineup was the best looking in its space for a relatively large robot vacuum. And for a house that has a white base in its color scheme, it really does blend into my home nicely, and that is really important to me. I also love the fact that it has a large display here. Being able to see all that information and feedback is specifically useful, in addition to be able to access everything from the app itself. And as you flip it up here, you have your dirty water container and your clean water container, but I also love the dust bin feature, where it is actually able to compact the dust so that you don't have to empty out the dust bin nearly as often. Tangling is definitely a huge issue when it comes to robot vacuums, and the fact that it is able to have an invisible floating wand and just push that dust to the end is very handy, and it definitely worked well from my testing. But in addition to that, it also did a pretty good job of navigating the space, detecting different surfaces, and in a space where it is hardwood as well as carpet, The mop needs to know when it's able to activate, and especially when it comes to mopping, being able to apply enough force is also important. But similar to what I've seen in handheld vacuums, the dirt sense technology is really intelligent, and in areas where it is picking up more dirt, it can apply more pressure, but also as it returns to its station and it cleans out the tank, separating the clean water with dirty water also prolongs the amount of hands-free experience when it comes to the robot vacuum itself. So in this generation of the Narwal Freo X Ultra, it really is the top tier of robot vacuums. It comes in at a price point that is at the elite tier, but it has all the features that you would expect in 2024 and then some. It's not going to tangle, it has the most power, it has the most RPMs of the actual brush one, as well as in the mopping pressure and rotations. It is an industry leader in all those aspects. So if you guys want to go and check out the entire Narwal lineup for 2024 for yourself, I'm going to drop a link down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.